And what a week it has been in professional wrestling. Welcome back. This is episode 8 of the GrapChats Pro Wrestling Podcast. I am your host. My name is Steve Willis, and once again, Matty joins me. Hello, Matty.
Hey man, I like that you keep the. I like that you know the upload number. Like I know you only have to count to 8, but like I don't know how many of these we've done. I'm just like, ooh, another one. It's the next one. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like, whee. Yeah, good to be back. Sorry for the delay, ladies and gentlemen. Nan, um, life does life things. But yeah, we're back to be able to talk about all the wrestles that has happened most recently. How have you been, by the way, Steve? How's life, man?
I have been good, incredibly busy. Got quite a
I'm
lot
sorry.
going on right now. So it's like, yes, this is our sit down and talk about wrestling and enjoyment time. Hooray.
It's so annoying that you have to like once you start adulting, right? It's very much that like, okay, I have to now purposely do stuff to carve out time so I can relax and do the thing I want to do. Like
Yeah.
it's so you're like, I'm really busy, so I have to make myself somehow more busy for a little bit so then I can relax for a bit.
Yes. So I've got job, business, TAFE course, podcast, and disabled relative. So how's that for?
Damn, you're doing
There's a
well.
lot going on right now.
Mine is just work plus parenting essentially.
Yes.
But I had the realization that like my little one has to do like selective school tests like next year because like high school is already almost a thing. Um, and they are asking me the fun birds and the bees questions, so those are fun.
Oh, aren't they just the most totally comfortable topics to cover?
Honestly, I'd rather talk to them about it because I learned from mates at school and the internet, and that's not the way to do it. That's so much worse. This is much better. So as much as it's kind of awkward for me, like I'll get over it. It's
Yeah.
much better for my kid.
Yep,
So
for sure.
we'll allow it. We'll
Yeah.
allow it.
Now, if memory serves correctly, we're in the lead up to SummerSlam as the path of this podcast has gone.
Yes.
And SummerSlam's kind of too big of a show to skip over, so we really should cover
We will do it. I do have some like bits and pieces of news that were coming up around the point that we'll blast through pretty quickly.
Yes, let's go to the news.
Mr. Darby Allin, Mr. Brody King appeared at 1FW in America entirely unannounced. I love when wrestlers show up unannounced at indie shows. It just makes me happy. So I like reporting on it because it makes me happy. On that ridiculous WWE Unreal thing that came out, we did get to see what apparently looked like the original match plans for WrestleMania 41. And here's the brief rundown. Cody Rhodes, Cena, WWE title. We got that. Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, single match. Gunther, CM Punk, world title. Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, singles match, world title. Kevin Owens, Randy Orton. We know why that didn't happen. Sadness. Judgment Day versus Wyatt 6, mixed 5v5. Nia Jax versus Jade Cargill, women's title. Becky and Charlotte versus Asuka and Io, women's tag. AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. Bad Bunny versus Dominic Mysterio. Braun Breaker versus Drew McIntyre with the referee of Stone Cold Steve Austin. Chad Gable versus Rey Mysterio with Travis Scott for some reason. Jey Uso versus Damian Priest versus Sami Zayn versus Sheamus versus Bronson Reed versus Ludwig Kaiser in an IC title ladder match. LA Knight versus Jimmy Uso versus Andrade versus Solo Sikoa versus Santos Escobar versus Carmelo Hayes versus Nakamura US title ladder match. That sounds like a better show to me.
Yeah. But everyone gets in the pool.
Everyone gets in the pool. Look, there are some noticeable absences, like Jacob Fatu's not on that one, so maybe these were plans made prior to his signing. I would have killed that if it was just a Roman versus Seth singles. I would have liked that a lot. I'm not mad at Rhea, Bianca, Io, because that was like the best women's match since the next time that Io and Rio got to wrestle each other. But like Becky, Charlotte versus Asuka, Io is... And then like Kevin Owens, Orton, we know where that didn't happen. Braun Breaker versus Drew, like all those ladder matches. I don't know, man. I would have liked that card a lot. So
Yeah. Braun Braun and Drew.
With
That's
Stone Cold Steve Austin for some reason.
considerable amount of prime grade beef right there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So much beef.
Fightful Selective report that Tony Khan's AEW Women's Tag Team title plans are on hold after multiple injuries happened in that Casino Gauntlet match. They had it all in. To which I say, please get Nyla Rose back on my screen faster. And also Hikaru Shida, who was posting pictures from the airport most recently. I want that back too. WWE Speed has apparently quietly been dropped. So that's why those titles doesn't exist anymore. And then Triple H in the lead up to SummerSlam on some of the conference calls was asked about the fallout of the sexual assault trafficking lawsuit against Vince McMahon. He said, all we can do is move forward. Allegations are allegations. It's a complicated relationship. For anybody in life, nobody is perfect. Eesh. Then Triple H also spoke on Donald Trump, who we got to spend some time with most recently. One of the most intuitive people I think I've ever met. When he has a plan and knows it's correct, he'll stick to it. I think over time, many times, that's proven to be correct. But I think he admits when it's wrong. Also, my world is not a political world. My world is a world of wrestling, of entertainment. Second-ish. Surely there won't be a third one later.
Surely there won't be a third one.
Surely they don't hit 3 in a row.
Yeah.
That would be insane. Foreshadowing. Like, I know plenty of people who use subtext and they're all cowards. That is all of the news. Shall we recap some of the week that was in the wrestles that happened?
Yes, there were wrestles that happened. Many wrestles. So let's go into the Go Home Monday Night Raw.
We'll give you the rough bits and pieces.
There's not time to go through 2 full TV shows and then 2 nights of SummerSlam and then the AEW stuff, and because I have to get up in the morning.
I also think in general for this podcast, if you're listening to this, you probably either like us, thanks, we like you too, or you already are wrestling fans, to which case you probably roughly know what happened. You don't need us to repeat it to you. You can get our opinions on the stuff that happened, which, you either like or don't. But I feel like watching 2 bald blokes talk at you about what happened is less fun than just watching it. So you'll probably just watch it and we'll give you the Cliff Notes version.
Highlights and thoughts and opinions and stuff. So yes, we might do that in future episodes going forward, to go away from sort of play-by-play breakdowns of each segment and go into what we think. Because we're people that have thoughts and we think things. Sometimes they're good. And
mine are always good. I don't know
times.
what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. Mine are exclusively. Your chair is. I can hear your chair.
It's put the time in. It's reaching the end of its service life, or it might just need a bit of oil. But yes, it is.
WD-40, mate. Get the WD-40 in there.
WD. I've got like 20 tubes of lithium grease in my shed just because I used to own trucks. So there's just lubricants lying around. Lithium
got
grease.
More lube than P. Diddy. That's crazy, man. It's wild.
Damn it, Matthew.
That was right there. Come on. That's so easy. That's sitter.
Monday Night Raw opens with a tribute to Hulk Hogan.
You said the word raw after that joke?
Yeah,
Unreal.
Yeah, 100% raw. With a tribute to Hulk Hogan.
Right, that's what happened. Oh,
Because he died recently.
Oh, God. Wow, what a segue of... Anyway, yep,
and
continue.
How do we recover from that? Well, a Paul Heyman promo tends to help. It was a Jey Uso promo, but Heyman got involved, which makes it awesome, because Heyman plus microphone equals awesome. He's trying to sow doubt between Jey and Roman, because Jey and Roman have a tag team match at SummerSlam, which we'll get into later. Match of the night right after that, because we had AJ Styles with Asuka and Kairi Sane versus Dominic Mysterio, Raquel Rodriguez, and Roxanne Perez. This was tremendous.
Yeah.
Because just instant tag team chemistry between AJ, Asuka, and Kairi. and it was absolutely great. AJ won with the phenomenal forearm. A lot of great selling from Kyrie leading up to the hot tag for AJ. Very, very good match worth going back and looking at. After that, we have Sheamus and Grayson Waller. There was a lot of great back and forth. I was expecting it to be kind of a squash because they haven't really done much with Waller lately, but Waller had a great performance here. Sheamus, the great spot in this match, reversing the rolling flatliner into the kneecapper. The kneecap has just been a great sort of setup move. It's not quite hitting as hard as the brogue, but the similarities you can see between the two. So it is, and it's a very good move, sold very well. It's easy to sell well because it's basically an uppercut with the knee. So you just sell it like this. And then you're good. Yep. Yeah. Now, Sheamus... Oh, Rusev interrupted the match for the DQ. Sheamus kicks out... Sheamus hits the brogue. Sorry, Rusev interrupted. There was no DQ. Sheamus kicks out of Grayson's finish, hits the brogue to win. Rusev then attacks Sheamus after the match. So that program continues on.
Cool.
I don't mind that program continuing on because the matches are such brutal, meaty slapfests. So, cool.
It's that, but it's also like... Man, it's not until this segment happens that I'm just like, oh yeah, Rusev's there. Like, I kind of forget he exists.
Yeah.
There is a hilarious moment. I believe it'll come up in the next podcast on the next Raw where he gets savaged by a member of the audience. But I believe that is next week's Raw.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, look, cool. Sheamus always rules. Big dude's doing big dude stuff.
Yeah.
Please let Grayson Waller do more stuff. Anyway.
Yeah.
What else happened on Raw?
I wonder what else, like, I'm kind of hoping he has something big to do in Perth.
Yeah, he's hoping.
So we've got to build up to something big.
Yeah.
All the ladies in the pool. We have Naomi, Chelsea Green, and the Secret Hervis versus Rhea Ripley, Nikki Bella, Stephanie Vaquer, and Io Sky. Everyone got a chance to shine in this match. It was very, very good. I know, like, 8-person tags are kind of hit and miss on whether it's just going to be a meaningless car crash or whether it's actually going to be good, and this one was good. Chelsea as the chicken shit heel, she does it so well. Love it, absolutely. Rhea hits the Riptide on Piper Niven, which just looked awesome.
Yeah.
And Stephanie Vaquer hit the SVB on Chelsea Green for the win. Tag team titles get defended right now. We have the LWO versus Finn Balor and JD McDonough. Very, very fun match. Definitely worth the watch. We had this build-up of El Grande Americano because now there were 2 run-ins from 2 different... So we had Dos Grande Americanos because they're just... Okay, cool. Who can we throw this mask on now? Chuck it on that guy. And then chuck it on that guy. So... okay, cool. Let's see how it goes because it's whatever it does, it's getting over in AAA.
That's true.
That was crazy.
Seeing
how the crowd go fucking nuts for El Grande Americano in AAA.
It's almost like they're cheering out of spite. It's very fun.
Gunther comes out for a promo, putting himself over for his performance on the mic against Punk the previous week. Punk comes out, another great Punk promo because that's what he does. Talking about how he needs the World Heavyweight title. And it's no longer a want, it's a need. And it was good. I enjoyed it. Built up well for their match at SummerSlam because, spoiler alert, it fucking went off. Their match was awesome.
Hangman cut that promo a month ago.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
He's talking to Big Willie Ospreay, I believe, over a month ago, and he's like, "You want to win this? Like, I need this." Yeah, saying.
Yep. Jey Uso versus Bronson Reed is our main event. started strong for Jay. Sort of had an answer for all the big strongman moves, but then the big strongman moves got even stronger, and real showcase for Bronson Reed. He is freakish. Like, just seriously, he's that strong, even though he's smaller than he used to be. He has leaned down, but stayed tank-like strength.
Terrifying remembering that he used to be bigger. That is insane.
Yeah. They brawl outside the ring, leads to Bron Breakker running in and spearing Jey Uso for the DQ. Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker, they bash Jay until Roman runs in. Big brawl. Breakker gets the upper hand. They hit a tsunami on Jay. Breakker spears Roman on the commentary table. Then rolls him into the ring to take another tsunami, then back outside to get speared again. And this is the first instance, a bit more foreshadowing, of Bronson Reed stealing Roman Reigns' shoes. Interesting thing, at the start of SummerSlam, he's wearing the shoes around his neck and refers to it as the Shula Fala, and I laughed a lot.
That is good. That was good. The Shula, the tribal thief.
Yeah, tribal thief with the Shula Fala. That was tremendous.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. Beautiful.
Okay, go home SmackDown. So this would be the night before SummerSlam Night 1.
Mm-hmm.
Cena cuts a promo at the start. Comes out with the kind of wanky intro where you ask the ring announcer to go way over the top, introducing him. Before Cena could say a word, Cody enters and, gives the crowd an entrance they actually like. Cena, it was very clunky and awkward. He thanks Cody for motivating him to sort of wake up to what he's doing, and then cuts a babyface promo. Cody grabs 2 beers and welcomes John back. It seemed strange in the moment to watch it, because it's just, I'm a babyface again now.
When I first saw it, I thought it was going to be like John Cena's Mark Henry salmon jacket moment. You know what I mean? Yeah. Where he does the I'm a changed man now, and then he was either going to kick him in the nuts, or he was going to commit to it now, and then he's going to get to SummerSlam being like, oh yeah, no, this is street fight, I'm the babyface, I'll do it properly, and then, you know what I mean? Kick him in the nuts and have interfere. I thought it was going to be swervier than that, because I'm surely they don't turn John Cena heel and then just change that on a day's notice. Surely that's not how that works. So yeah, it was definitely interesting when the SmackDown aired, for sure, because I was like, what is the angle here?
Yeah, it was weird to watch, but it made sense because of the foreshadowing of the big reveal at the end of SummerSlam. Oh, yeah, we couldn't have heel Cena, because then someone that shouldn't even be there would be there as a babyface, and we can't have that.
We'll get to it.
Yeah.
SummerSlam, we'll get to it.
Julia versus Selena Vega. Very slow start to this match. It did show a lot of the familiarity between the two.
Mm-hmm.
It then picked up towards the end, became a very good match with great chemistry, but that didn't come until sort of later in the match. Zelina kicked out of a Northern Lights bomb, which was unexpected. Zelina attempts a moonsault, Julia gets the knees up. Julia eventually hits a second Northern Lights bomb for the win and successful title defense. Go for Julia. I'm glad to see they're doing something big with Julia, putting a title on her and making it mean something. That's cool. Los Garza came out to defend their AAA tag team titles in an open challenge. And pop of the night, if it weren't for a couple of very important points, it probably would have been pop of the weekend for Mr. Iguana.
It's so crazy
because he's got an iguana, you see.
Because it's him and Psycho Clown.
Yes.
And in the hierarchy of Lucha and in AAA, Psycho Clown is so much higher above Mr. Like, it's not like this is like comparing, I don't know, like a Bianca Belair to a Zelina Vega. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's so many magnitudes of different.
There's a
Not in America, iguana. Like,
everyone loves the iguana.
It's
because he's
so
got an
insane.
iguana, you see.
Because he's an iguana, you see.
Yeah. But Psycho Clown, I did not realize how massive he is.
Yeah, man. And then the mask under the mask for Psycho Clown.
Yeah.
Very cool.
That was
man.
cool. That was very
Lucha
cool.
Lucha is cool. Lucha is an acquired taste, but like, because it is out there for sure, but it's a good time.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
And not only the huge pop on entrance for Iguana, but also when he gets the hot tag, the crowd goes off. Absolutely goes
ballistic.
off. Mr. Iguana kicked out of their finisher off the second rope. Los Garza hit their finish on Psycho Clown to get the win. So, again, blurring that line between sort of what is canon in AAA versus what WWE are going to run with. Because, yeah, Psycho Clown, who was clearly the largest man in that match, took their finisher, got pinned clean in the middle. But very good match.
Very good match.
We had then Damian Priest and Aleister Black. They hit as hard as you would expect them to. They beat the dog shit out of each other. There's no getting away from that. Both great strikers. That's both a big part of their of how they wrestle. The fight goes to the outside. Aleister Black uses a chair for the DQ. Aleister Black continues beating up Priest after the match, then hits a Black Mass, and that ends the segment.
It's another weird one, much like the fact that like Bayley's not on SummerSlam. The fact that Bayley's not on SummerSlam and Mania is still insane to me.
Yeah.
But it's also weird that Damian Priest or Aleister Black didn't make SummerSlam. That's kind of wild to me.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, you have 2 nights too.
But now they are going with that Damian Priest now has a fractured jaw, has a hairline fracture in his jaw, or needed some time off, whichever.
I guess maybe it's a write-off, yeah. But, look, gotta have room for Jelly Roll, man.
Oh, yeah. We have Talatonga versus Jimmy Uso. Jimmy acted this out very well. Like, he looked very, very nervous in the entrance. Talatonga showcasing strength from the very start. You know, just all power move after power move.
He does wrestle a bit boring, though, doesn't he?
Kinda, but you think he'll be able to pick that up? Like, he'll be able to work on that, given the people he's working
hired
with?
straight to the main roster. You should have already picked that up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they have developmental. Like, they got 2 layers of it now if you include TNA. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, that's, for me, like, once if you're main roster, you should be like main roster, like Jacob Fatu, main roster ready.
Yeah, if you're a
JC
champion,
Mateo, main roster ready.
Yeah.
Talatonga,
yeah, if you're a champion in another promotion, then it makes sense to send you straight there. But
Julia and Stephanie didn't go straight there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Ricky Starks is still in NXT.
depends on how
Talatonga's like, you know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, how badly are you needed in the Islanders storyline?
How Samoan are you?
He's Tongan.
Are you
There's a
possibly
difference.
Are you possibly Samoan or some sort of Islander nation? Straight to the main roster.
Yep.
Straight away.
The Tarago clause.
Oh my god. If they ever pull up in a Tarago, like they have a backstage segment, they pull up in a Tarago, I'll fall out my chair.
I don't even know
Fall
if
out
they
of my
sell
chair.
them in America. I don't think they have them there, but I hope they do.
They import one just for the segment.
Yep. Grab one out of Western Sydney, chuck it on a boat, get it there.
It's got a Rabbitohs sticker on it.
Yes. Oh, where were we in the match? Okay, Jimmy's getting belted. That's where we were. Jimmy hits a spear out of nowhere. Goes up for the Uso splash. Talatonga catches him into a chokeslam, and it looked sick. Solo then, and that's the end of the match. Solo lowers the cage to trap Jimmy. Jacob runs down. Solo bails. And Jacob's left in the cage with JC and Tungaloa and beats the dog shit out of both of them. We end the show with a promo. I don't like that, but fine, whatever. Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre come out and cut promos on Jelly Roll. Right. Jelly and Randy arrive in the car park and just walk straight to the ring. They do the one-shot thing from the car park into the ring.
The main event,
Randy Orton and Jelly Roll stand tall. Then a whole heap of random black shirts. They come down and much like the yellow shirts in Star Trek, they just get destroyed.
Cool.
Yep. But they did show Randy hits RKOs and Jelly hits choke slams. I think they're gonna go forward with Jelly's finish being a choke slam. Okay, cool. Keep it simple for Jelly Roll.
Yep.
SummerSlam.
You want to do SummerSlam, or you want to let me do AEW quick, and then you can
let's jump into AEW.
Rest your voice for a second. Take a second. Take a minute. Breathe. You're good. I'll do some brief recapping for the people, because this is obviously going to be like a WWE-focused week because of all reasons that are obvious. Dynamite started with the Young Bucks versus the Outrunners. The bum-ass Young Bucks got the jobber entrance where they were already in the ring. Phenomenal. Beautiful. Perfect. I love that we're continuing this of just like, now they're no longer EVPs. It means they're immediately like, just jocks.
All the people they were shitting on getting their comeuppance on the Bucks. I love that.
So silly. They do win the match, unfortunately, the Young Bucks. A really, really good match against the Outrunners. The Outrunners have been finding their form wrestling-wise recently. They come up, Chicago crowd's not happy with it. Okada comes to the ring to celebrate, and then to continue to beat down the Outrunners. Swerve decides to come out, hits this massive stomp somehow onto all three of them with reasons. And yeah, that is kind of how that match ended. It was very, very fun.
The Outrunners, they had different gear this week, and to my understanding, it may have been like styled off of a cigarette packet that was popular in the 80s.
It's the gear they had from All In. Yes, it is styled on Newport cigarettes.
That's allowed. Sure.
Yeah. MJF not super happy with the Hurt Syndicate, and essentially Shelton Benjamin kind of like laughs in his face, gives him the big thumbs down, tells him to bugger off. Christian Cage comes back for the first time since All In, disowns Nick Wayne and Kip Sabian. Also comes out after the interview from Tony Schiavone and says, "Tony, my name is Christian Cage, and I am an asshole." Tremendous. No notes. Perfect.
Hi, Christian.
Next up, we have our first big match. It is the AEW Men's World Championship rematch between Adam Page and Jon Moxley. All people barred from ringside. It rules. It's so good. There's pile drivers on the tables. It is very, very hard hitting. There is a part where the Death Riders try to still intervene regardless. Marina Shafir passes Mox the title, who hits Hangman with it and then pins him with the Breathless Low Count. That crowd bit on that actually being a title change so hard. That crowd was booing their hearts out until Hang Up kicked out at 2.9999. The referee comes to, tells everyone to get out, especially after Darby Allin appeared in this like ballot box and jumped onto everyone he could somehow. Hangman hits the big buckshot lariat, hits a Deadeye and another buckshot at the end, gets the win. Tremendous match. So good. Hangman and Mox haven't had a bad match together, and that trend continues. Billy Starks and Athena versus Toni Storm and Alex Windsor, with Athena getting a clean pin on Toni Storm with the O-face, which is very, very fun to see. Willow Nightingale addresses Thekla, so we're continuing some rivalry there. And then the main event is Mark Briscoe versus Ricochet, with Mark Briscoe picking up the win there. And then you have MJF coming out to try and like continue to keep them going on, to the point where, what was Mark Briscoe said this line where he's like, when next time me and you wrestle, I'm afraid that because of what I do to you, I'll never see my brother again. With the implication that I won't go to heaven because of what I do to you. Unbelievably cold line.
Yeah.
Like, Mark Briscoe on promos is becoming so damn good. So damn good. MJF comes out like he's going to like he's going to attack him, and then Hangman comes out to run off MJF, noticeable of the lack of Hurt Syndicate backup behind him. Collision obviously was the next day. John Moxley is now calling out Darby Allin, being like, we're gonna find you, we're gonna do whatever we can to like kind of get our hands on you. We have the next match in the tag team eliminator tournament, which is Brodito, which is Brody King and the ROH World Champion Bandito, who defeat the Gates of Agony. Whoever decided to put those two together as a team, bravo. It's been so much fun to watch a luchador as good as Bandito with a base as good as Brody King.
It is awesome.
So good.
The only slight downside is that this probably means it'll be a long time before we see Buddy Matthews in a ring again.
Yeah, apparently the news was actually this week that happened is he went in for surgery because his ankle had not been recovering the way that he thought it would be. So he is going through a surgery. And then another one is Tony Khan also apparently said that Jay White will be out for a long time. Local boys again here can't catch a goddamn break. We get talks that Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong might be joining the conglomeration, which could be very, very fun. The Death Riders search for Darby Allin, but Darby Allin finds Mox alone first and like chloroforms him and kidnaps him. So that's a thing. We then had a match next up, which was Chris Lander versus Lena Cross. Hey, Lena Cross.
Hey, Lena Cross.
She looks gigantic. She looks pretty good, but will still obviously like lose this match to Chris Statlander, who defeats her with like a new kind of submission move, which looks sweet, which immediately went into Willow Nightingale's entrance, and you get the kind of Statlander celebrating, and then Willow's music hit, and then just like the okay, yep, all right, cool. She is defeated by Tekla because of interference from Julia Hart and Sky Blue, our kind of like trio of goth ladies. Swerve Strickland versus Kazuchika Okada is made official for Forbidden Door. Fucking yes. We get the next Eliminator tournament at 70, which is FTR versus the Bang Bang Gang of Juice Robinson and Austin Gunn. Really, really good match. Juice looks like he has not missed much of a step in his injury layoff, but the FTR do manage to advance with some helpful chicanery from Stokely. Then we got Athena officially signs her contract to challenge Toni Storm for Forbidden Door. So Forbidden Door, we are getting Athena versus Toni Storm. I do love the fact that feels like it could legitimately go either way.
Yes.
I want Tiny to retain. I want to see more Athena on my TV screens. Either is good. Max Caster does his Best Wrestler Alive challenge, which is answered by Roosh. And because Roosh just wants to keep beating him, technically Max Caster survives the full 5 minutes. I don't know if he was happy with that result because he gets the absolute crap kicked out of him. Darby Allin then in the next segment tries to throw John Moxley off a bridge after he's kidnapped him and is saved from doing so by security. And then in our finale of the match and the finale of the series of shows that have happened in this beautiful venue in Chicago, it is a street fight for the TNT Championship between the champion Dustin Rhodes and the challenger Kyle Fletcher. And good God, it's awful. There's tables, there's chairs, there's a lot of thumbtacks. At one point, thumbtacks is poured into Fletcher's trunks, and then he's just hoofed in the balls. There was a pile driver taken onto 2 upturned chairs. Dustin had a screwdriver stabbed through his leg. It was absolutely a bloody car crash of a match, and absolute kudos to Dustin Rhodes because immediately after this match, apparently he had to go and have double knee replacement surgery. So he did this on 2 knees that need replacing. But ultimately, at the end of the match, Kyle Fletcher is your new TNT champion and celebrates with a bunch of the Don Callis family. It has been a wonderful example of, I guess, a panic booking where you have the thing with Adam Cole. We need to do something with this announcement that's going to bring people around. We'll give this Dustin this belt, this little run for like a well-deserved kind of hero, and then use this bloody match to make Kyle seem all the more ruthless and terrible. Wonderful all round.
It did make the big moment that Kyle needed. And at the same time, yes, Dustin got to have, as I've said in previous episodes, the title being used as a Lifetime Achievement Award, and Dustin Rhodes absolutely deserves it. So he got to have his moment, and then Kyle got to have his really big moment. This was absolutely tremendous. Well done, Kyle Fletcher.
He got to have his flowers while he could still smell them. And that's the best part. And he looked amazing. He still had a great match. The fact that this is still a great match on a man of
two bad knees.
One I think is in his mid-50s. And on two knees that need replacing. Unreal. Also, part of me thinks the fact that, because I think Cody and Cena is a street fight, right?
Yeah.
So I like the idea that in the same week earlier on, Big Brother went like, go on, top this, and just pulled an absolute car crash out with Kyle. Because, as a Big Brother, that sounds like something I'd do. So, I don't know if that's the case. I like the version of reality where that is the case. So I choose to believe in this series of events. But that is all of the AEW for the week. So next up is our 2-night. It's like a six matches per night, roughly, isn't it? For the 2-night SummerSlam. Okay, cool. Let us begin.
Now,
you good? You ready?
They advertised. They made such a big deal out of Cardi B hosting this show. I think there was more cumulative, minutes spent shooting promo videos for the fact that she's hosting the show than she actually spent on the show. Because she came out at the start of night one, lots of yelling, and possibly a few pre-show adult beverages, perhaps, maybe. She seemed a little bit pissed. But that was it. Welcome to SummerSlam.
Flower.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to mention, I don't know how people watch these shows live because, oh my God, the advertising.
Oh, yeah, there's that too.
So much advertising. Look, you do, I'm sure WWE is making lots and lots of money and fucking whoop-de-doo. I don't like ads. So I get to now be the dickhead that goes, do you know how many ads I saw during All In? I think 2 total across the 6 hours of that goddamn show. The
ones I don't mind are this match was brought to you by this company, and then that company is on the barricade because it's an LED board on the barricade.
Yes.
Okay, fine. But then they go too far. So far too far. Just wait until we get to the tag team TLC match and the amount of Slim Jim folding tables that got fucking destroyed in the course of the match.
Anyway, let's talk about some matches before I headbutt a goddamn wall.
Jey Uso and Roman Reigns versus the Bronies.
No, that's right. Roman's from the last time on first.
Yeah.
Get me out of here.
The second best spot on the show was first. And this match was absolutely excellent. We had Bronson Reed coming down to the ring with Roman's shoes around his neck. We mentioned the Shula Father. Was a nice touch. Lots of chaos outside the ring. Roman spearing Breaker through the barricade. The key sort of plot point through the match was Roman taking a spear to save Jey.
Yeah.
And Jey then hitting the Uso splash on Bronson Reed with the win. And in case you were wondering, Paul Heyman escaped with the shoes.
Yeah. Also, look, I wasn't the greatest fan of the match starting, and then like 2 minutes in, it's like, hey Jay, do your entrance again.
Yeah,
But
the encore yeet is...
everyone in attendance loves it. Look, I've long since bellyached that it's not for me, but it's clearly for a lot of people. So like, you know what? Like, it was cool. It was a very, very fun match. It was everything it should have been, which is just like balls to the wall for a good 15 or so minutes. Yeah, it's fun.
I'll yeet for you in Perth.
Thanks, man. Thanks, man. I'm so glad that you'll do that for me.
Next up is the women's tag team titles. We have Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss versus Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez. Very good tag match. Everyone got a chance to shine. Interesting spot during the match, sort of in the comeback, where Alexa accidentally elbows Charlotte Flair right in the mouth. And sort of leading into the finish, Charlotte gets back in the ring and they have that sort of moment where it might be, is she aiming for Alexa because of that accidental hit? But then, oh no, she's going to hit the big boot on Raquel, which gave Alexa the chance to hit Sister Abigail on Roxanne Perez to get the win, and we have new women's tag team champs.
Really good match. I like seeing Charlotte have the character. It's very, very fun. The will they, won't they has been fantastic. The fact that they did they kind of like hug it out and that kind of thing. Yeah, it was cool.
I think the biggest problem most people have had with Charlotte is that all she ever does is the world title picture. And to give her something other than the world title to go after, like giving her a chance to do more storytelling, and a good wrestler can make the most of being anywhere on the card. Mm-hmm. And I think now that they're doing something else with Charlotte, people are realizing that they love her again. And yeah, I'm all for it. This is great. Yeah, and a very, very 100%. Good match.
100%.
Then we go out of a very, very good match into Sami Zayn and Karrion Kross.
Yep.
The upside, Karrion Kross got the Fall and Pray entrance. It's a tremendous entrance. Very, very good. And we had sort of the usual unwavering babyface fire from Sami Zayn that we come to expect. Kross attempted to use the pipe. Sammy counters it into a Blue Thunder Bomb. Scarlett hands Sammy the pipe just to see if he'll use it. And we sort of have that will he, won't he moment. But then perennial babyface Sammy now throws away the pipe, hits an exploder suplex and a haluva kick to win clean. What is going on? These two are so good, but they've shat the bed 3 times in a row now. And it's hard to say that as someone who knows how well they can both perform.
I think this is like a... Karrion Kross just doesn't excite me in the ring wise. Like, I've seen Sami Zayn be phenomenal in the ring. I've seen much less of Karrion Kross being phenomenal in the ring. You always do have people that just like, even sometimes like great wrestlers don't have good chemistry with one another for whatever goddamn. The most famous example for me was Kevin Owens and AJ Styles had a bunch of matches and all of them were like fine, which is wild considering the fact it's Kevin Owens and AJ Styles. Sometimes it just doesn't work. But yeah, what is it like? This match could have been an email.
Yeah. So at the time we are recording this, I just before we started recording, Karrion Kross and Scarlett have both been moved to the alumni section of WWE.com.
Yep.
Whether their contract expired or it's a worky McWorkface, we don't really know. But you've got to do something with the guy because he had so much momentum with the crowd and it's just been squandered.
Yep.
Next up, we have our women's title match, Jade Cargill and Tiffany Stratton. I would say Jade's best singles match so far. This was a very good match.
I'm going to rebut you and say that if you're going to get put in a world title match at a giant pay-per-view in front of a giant stadium, you should be having a really good to great to fantastic match, and this weren't that. Like, I still don't think Jade is there. She gets better, but this is a world title match. You know what I mean? This is like this could be Julia, this could be Stephanie Vaquer, this could be goddamn Candice LeRae, this could be Bailey. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This could be like a Asuka. There's like, you know,
absolutely. I think this was Jade's chance to showcase herself and show that she belongs at the top. And it kind of showed that she's just not quite there yet.
Yeah, that's still for me. But like
more work required.
Yeah. It's not. It's like that. It's just. I don't mean to be mean. It is critical. It's not meaning to be like, I don't want to be like, you don't deserve good things. It's just, it doesn't feel, the placement of the spot doesn't seem equal to the work. But that's just my opinion.
To be fair, you just rattled off half a dozen names that if they had have been transplanted into that spot, that match probably would have been better.
Probably.
And if there's someone that earned a spotlight on this show, it was fucking Candice LeRae.
Yeah.
She earned it the hard way.
People forget about what kind of psychopath Candice LeRae
is. So Tiffany escapes Jaded from the top rope, threw Jade off the top rope and hit a prettiest moonsault ever to win. So Tiffy retains. Next up is the co-main, which is our mate Jelly Roll and Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre and your favorite person, Logan Paul. Logan, he sort of cheap shots Jelly before the bell. One thing I will give Jelly Roll, he sold very well. For someone like on his
took
very
some
first
bumps, man. The splash through the table,
and he sold them all really well. I will. He knows
his shit for sure. Knows his shit for sure.
Yeah, and I think he's been a fan his whole life, just like us. So he knows, like, that's when you sell.
Yep.
This chair's really bothering you, isn't it?
I just like that it almost feels like it's agreeing. It's like, yeah.
Oh, shit. So we go to chaos on the outside of the ring. Need a second, yeah. Orton takes a Claymore. Jelly takes the KO punch. And, being SummerSlam with a Logan Paul match, there has to be a crazy spot. A frog splash from the top of the ring post through the commentary table, hitting Jelly. And so Jelly, again, sells really well, and the medical staff come to walk him out to the back.
Turn to Jelly.
He turned to Jelly. And as they're walking him out, he does sort of the big, brave, fiery babyface thing, where he's like, no, he sort of pushes him away and like, I got to keep doing the match, and gets back to the ring. It was great. I liked it. He gets the hot tag from Orton, hits a choke slam on Logan Paul, and pulls out a pretty fucking good spinning power slam.
He hits the black hole slam. Yeah, he hit the business finish. Black hole slam.
I wonder who was training
solid, man.
Yeah. Now, between the black hole slam, there was like a spinning power slam. So Logan comes off the rope with like
the Orton power slam, like the rotating one. Yeah.
And catches him from the crossbody, and it looked just textbook. I thought,
I love that move. Every time it's sweet.
Yeah, I'll give Jelly Roll credit. He clearly put the training in, and he took it seriously. And you listen to any of like the long-time wrestlers when they're talking about celebrity cameos or celebrity matches, It's as long as you take the business seriously and take your training seriously that they will work with you and they're happy to do it. And I think that's the case here with Jelly Roll. Drew hits a Claymore on Jelly, and then Logan hits a Frog Splash on him for the win. So the win goes to Drew and Logan. Our main event, and we've got to give a shout out to Fid McAwesome here because he called it.
He called it.
Gunther and CM Punk. This was an excellent match. Punk played the underdog very well, clearly, had a size and strength disadvantage against Gunther. Great selling and great escapes, kickouts, reversals, sort of everything Gunther had to offer, Punk had an answer. A turning point when Punk swept Gunther's legs out while standing on the comms table. Gunther was bloodied from this, but the blood was on his head, so that you could tell it was sort of your classic blade job under the table, but they kept saying, he broke his nose. Hang on, the blood's up here.
Yep.
Nose down here, but the blood's up here. But, okay, commentators, you do your thing. And the way it was sold on commentary was that Gunther's kind of going into panic mode when he's seeing his own blood. And where Punk was able to keep his cool because he'd seen blood 1,000 times. He hits 2 GTS to win. So Punk is your World Heavyweight Champion, briefly. And celebrating in the ring with the belt. And then you hear the words, "Burn it down." Out comes Seth, coming out on crutches and a knee brace. And in the big reveal on the stage, he throws away the crutches, he takes off the brace, and just runs down to the ring with the briefcase, hits Punk with it, cashes in, hits a stomp, and your World Heavyweight Champion is Seth frickin' Rollins.
I hate the way this match was put together.
Mm-hmm.
It annoys me so much because it doesn't make sense to me. Because this is Gunther, who used to be Walter. I know we're not allowed to call him that anymore, but he was Walter in WWE. This is the ring general. You know what I mean? This is the wrestler's wrestler. This consummate bruiser, this monster, the mat is sacred. And the idea that this guy is gonna see his own blood and go, ugh, irks me. The fact that he's gonna have Punk dead to rights and is gonna go out and be like, "This is my belt. Look at my belt," while Punk gets to recover in the ring, shits me. Okay? Yeah. And then on top of that, the fact that you're going to have CM Punk win this belt, someone who has, when he has won a world title before, left and escaped through the crowd. Seth Rollins' music hit with the Money in the Bank. Book it! Why are you still here?
Yeah.
Go! Run away! Leave immediately! Just hop the barricade and leave before he cashes in.
He was smart enough to do that in the past. When he beat John Cena for the title at Money in the Bank. Remember the moment where he had...
Yeah. Then ran off. He's done this before. Surely if you're CM Punk, the clever veteran, you hear stuff, you book it, you're gone. It would make way more sense to me if you got a repeat of your heist of the century of Seth Rollins comes out on a double down mid-match. Now it's a triple threat. Now it's no DQ. Now you can have your boys help out. Now everyone gets killed. Now you can say, I never even let CM Punk win the world title. He didn't even get his moment. I stole it from him before he even got to win the fucking thing. So much of that makes so much more sense to me. This match, wrestling wise, is a good match for as capable as CM Punk is in the year of our Lord 2025, right? He's not going to do a 2011 Money in the Bank. It's 14 years ago. He doesn't he's all his joints are 14 years older. They don't have it. Father Time sucks. It's why I don't have hair. But just the way it's put together, it's if it's they tell you they want to tell these grand stories, and then it's but if I'm paying attention to the grand stories, your stories don't make any sense to me. Because I watched Gunther / Walter and Ilya Dragunov and the absolute
Ooh,
massacre that was, and all of the like matches that he had in NXT and NXT UK. I watched the triple threat with Sheamus and Drew, and now it's like, no, now the cut on my forehead is too much. Are you out of your mind? Are you out of your mind?
yeah. I guess like every monster needs a weakness, but that's kind of a dumb weakness to have on a monster the caliber of Gunther.
Yeah, it's blood, not pain, because pain is clearly fine. Blood.
Hmm.
You signed up for this sport, man. You know bleeding happens.
Yeah. Like even
you've
when
done it to other people.
When he lost to Jey Uso. Right now, you and me have both done jiu-jitsu at various points in our lives, so we know what it's like to get choked out.
He also he lost his NXT UK title to Ilya Dragunov to a rear naked choke. So you could say like,
okay, the choke is
there's
his weakness.
something there. There's something there, right? Yeah.
So it kind of made a little bit more sense when Jey Uso did it because it was the choke. And, like, you know what the choke's like. Like, okay, yeah.
And he just killed his brother, so he's full of, like, venom and anger. Like, yeah, sure, right? But, like, this one just...
Yeah.
Like, the match of itself is fantastic. It's really, really good.
The finish was strange.
Everything around it is what shit me.
Yeah. And fair. But that's the end of night 1. Now we move on to night 2. We start off with Triple H cutting a promo in the ring. Sorry?
Yeah, he doesn't like the attention, Triple H. He really doesn't enjoy having a lot of attention.
Oh, you runner.
I know. Just at the start of night 2, I would just like everyone listening along to pay attention to kind of like in wrestling, I believe it's called like the agenting, the way that the matches are kind of structured together. Just listen to the way as we go on that these are like put and how they're structured and ordered. Steve, please continue.
So, yeah, Hunter doesn't want to make this about him, but I'm still the King of Kings. Are you ready? So there's that. Just a tad. Yeah. So we start with Rhea Ripley, Naomi and Io Sky for the Women's World title. Rhea and Io kind of teamed up on Naomi early, but that quickly descended into everyone for themselves. Naomi got plenty of opportunity to look dominant, and that was good. I think she needs that, especially against, opponents like Rhea and Io. They do eventually take Naomi out, and sort of we get a brief, part of the match being one-on-one with Rhea and Io. Rhea hits an avalanche riptide on Io. Then Naomi just kind of rolls up Rhea with a handful of tights, and that's the win.
This is still a really good match, man.
Very good, yes.
Fun. Like, I don't think Rhea and Io know how to have a bad match against one another.
No.
Great. Please don't figure it out. Yeah, really, really great match. Yeah. Really good.
I like they're still building on Io being Rhea's kryptonite. And I just don't know whether, but clearly there's going to be a big win at some point in the future where Rhea finally gets there. Will they do it in Perth or will they hold it off till Mania? I think that's the big question. What do you think?
I'd wait till a Mania.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love for you to see it in Perth. I think they'll wait till a Mania, but like either works for me.
Yeah.
You could do both actually. You could do it in Perth and say like I had to travel all the way to your home country in your backyard, like do it again, but do it again on neutral ground, or you could do that kind of thing.
For sure. Now, big car crash up next. The pool was quite full. It's time for the tag team TLC match.
That's exactly what I wanted. It wasn't a long time. It was a good time.
Yeah. So we have the Street Profits, Fraxium, DIY, the Machine Guns, Andrade and Phoenix versus the White Six. What else can you say other than it was a massive car crash? Like,
I'm curious how long this match was. I'm just looking up the time because
I didn't write down the time, but
I'm curious. 16 minutes dead. Yeah, man. It was barely a minute per participant.
16 minutes of carnage. So many Slim Jim folding tables just met their fate. And
LeRae.
one Candice LeRae, a completely unnecessary but absolutely sick ladder bridge bump off of a ladder in the ring. So
also the Ciampa avoiding the spear by like crunching himself up, hanging from the belt.
That was tremendous.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I don't like the Wyatt Six that much as a team. I mean, like, they got booed at the end for winning because like everyone else is so interesting and cool. But I mean, like, Andrade and Rey Fenix, madmen. DIY, lunatics. Fraxium, ridiculous. Motor City Machine Guns, insane. The Street Profits, outrage. Like, everyone else is kind of more ridiculous.
Yeah.
But still so much fun.
What bothers me is, like, because the Wyatt Six are built on the legacy and the memory of Bray Wyatt, they kind of have to be baby faces. But if there's so much...
They're not. They're getting booed now.
Because there's so much all-in brawling and, like, having extra people interfering on the outside. They're working like heels, but they kind of have to be baby faces because of what the faction is built on.
Yeah, it's a tricky one.
So it's going to be tricky for them to book this, for the rest of their title reign. Unless they just want them to go super, super heel by the end of it.
What a match.
It was great. It was very, very good. Mm-hmm. The Wyatts, with a ton of interference, they retained the titles. Joe Gacy got up there with the top of the ladder with the belts. It looked really cool at the end, but how they got there was kind of weird.
So that was like a crazy TLC, all the plunder in the universe match, right? Next up is now a no DQ match.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so this is immediately after a giant car crash. It's like, okay, now here's another smaller car crash.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's still a cage match and a street fight to go on the card.
Yeah, all of these were on the same night, which is weird. Like, you could have put like your Jelly Roll match into here somewhere. You could have put Strats and Jade into here somewhere, but like, it's weird that all your car crashes were on night 2.
Yeah.
And then there's another weird carryover that's coming up with these next 2 matches. But please continue first.
So, new entrance music for Becky Lynch.
Cool, I like it.
Yeah. Although I get it because she's a heel now, so don't give her all that crowd participation of the whoa. So okay, cool. Weird spot with zip ties.
That didn't work at some point. Look, they did so much stuff with them, and then I guess
Lyra's hands clearly and obviously slipped out of the zip tie, and she stuck them back in.
Yeah, she's like, I hope the camera's not on me. It is. That's unfortunate. That's not her fault. But that's a shame. Great
selling from Lyra right through the match. Becky trapped her in a chair, and so this is the kind of key moment of the match, I guess you'd say. Lyra's trapped in the chair. Becky goes to hit her with a crowbar, and Bayley interrupts, brawls with Becky. Lyra escaped the chair and drove Becky through a Slim Jim folding table. Action goes back inside the ring. Bayley tries to hit Becky with a chain. Becky ducks. She hits Lyra. And Lyra then kind of walks into a manhandle slam to get pinned. So Becky retains. Becky is still your Women's Intercontinental Champion.
Dumb finish. This is a no DQ match. Bayley can just keep interfering because there's no disqualification and no count out. She hits her and then goes like, oh no, what have I done? And then she doesn't like run back in and like swing again for Becky. She just hangs over and goes like, oh no. And then she's like getting pinned and then she goes, oh no, I'll stop it. And then isn't fast enough. Like, what are you doing? Like, it's a no DQ match. Just keep swinging. Just get back in there and just, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Just such like a fun match. The wrong winner for me, but like, just such a bizarre finish if this is what you're doing.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So, out of the out of the TLC match through the no DQ match into a cage match.
Oh god, and it's a
Jacob
WWE cage
Fatu
match.
and Solo Sikoa, a couple of large, meaty men that slap meat quite well. I hate the name of this faction, the MFTs.
Yeah.
It just makes me think it's going to steal your money and give you a picture of a stupid-looking monkey for your troubles. So they come down, so does Jimmy. Big brawl. Talatonga takes out Jimmy and then handcuffs Jacob to the top of the cage.
So you're doing 2 handcuff things in 2 matches back to back?
Well, not really, because Lyra's handcuffs were made of plastic and Jacob's were clearly made of plasticine because he broke them like they were nothing.
But the fact you do the same spot,
yeah,
like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
in
it's
back-to-back matches,
it's
like, I just watched, like, I got deja vu. I'm like, I've seen this episode.
Yeah.
Like,
so Jacob breaks the handcuffs, catches Solo as he's trying to escape out the door. Talatonga comes back around to the door, kicks it into Jacob's head, and Solo just kind of falls out the door, and that's the end of the match.
For me, the noticeably worse than every other match that preceded it by like a good margin. Also, I despise escape the cage. Like, let's have this cage so that we can have no interference, and then we're going to take this match and fill it with interference, and then someone can just walk out the door.
Yeah. I like
no.
cage matches where the cage doesn't have a door. Like, have you seen them before where there's like, they start in the ring and then the cage comes down and there's no door in the cage? Right?
You haven't seen
that.
Like,
AEW if you're going to
do
escape the cage, make them climb all the way up, then climb all the way down so that they're doing something to earn their victory. Like,
and then gives you tension. Are they going to be stopped? Are they going to chase them back up? Like, it gives you so much more like storytelling potential
than just stepping out the door or just kind of falling out the door.
And look, AEW doesn't do a lot of cage matches, but the one they've done have been insane. This year you got Carl Fletcher, Will Ospreay, madness of a cage match. Swerve and Hangman, Mox and Kenny Omega had one. Cody and Wardlow had one. I think the first AEW cage match, famously, like many years ago. Those are matches that take place inside of a cage. There's no escaping a cage involved. I like it so much more. So much more.
Yeah. And not every cage match has to have someone jumping off the top of it. It doesn't have to be a staple part of every single cage match that occurs. There was agreement or disagreement there?
No, I agree.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Speaking of Joey, man, I forgot about Lucha Bros, Young Bucks cage match.
Yes. That was awesome. That was absolutely tremendous. Next up is our Intercontinental title match, AJ Styles and Dominic Mysterio. I liked this match because
it's an Eddie Guerrero tribute match.
And you're going to get me with that 100% of the time. So AJ comes out with Eddie-inspired gear in a lowrider, and it was awesome. The match was great. They did the classic Eddie chair spot.
Yeah. They did back and forth like 4 times. It was hysterical.
Yeah. AJ locks in the calf crusher and Dominic's boot comes off. Now, that is the throwback to Eddie Guerrero versus Kurt Angle at, I believe, Mania 20.
It is indeed Mania 20.
Dom hits AJ with the boot behind the ref's back, then hits a frog splash to win.
I don't know why you have to use a boot behind the ref's back. I feel like a boot is fine. You kick people with those on. I feel like you could just hit someone with it. I don't feel like that's it. I don't feel like that should be a DQ. It seems fine to me, but we're doing more 80 tributes, so we'll sneak it. This is a cool-off match, obviously. It's fun to do all the 80 spots. It's not like, it didn't feel like a big pay-per-view match, but you couldn't put 4 car crashes back to back. So we had to put something in between. Yeah, it was perfectly like, look, this is one of those matches that could have like main evented Raw or something, but like it was still really fun. So yeah, no complaints here.
Uh, we'll save our complaints for the main event. John Cena and Cody Rhodes. Cody enters with a tribute to Dusty. It was
Yeah.
really good. I loved
Hard
it.
Times promo. Yeah.
But also the silly Iron Man helmet made
that
its
he's
return.
glued back together.
Yeah. Yeah, so that came back.
Uh,
John Cena comes out with his classic entrance.
he even does the like, Stu, you got one more run in you.
Yeah,
That's cute.
Talking to cameraman Stu.
Yeah.
It was a long match. It was very good. It felt like a superhero.
37 minutes.
37 minutes. It felt like a superhero fight. And honestly, yeah, it went really... It did the things you expect a street fight to do. You know, it goes into the crowd. They had that great shot where Cena's got Cody on his shoulders and they come up through the Cody Vader.
Yeah.
That was
Everyone
cool.
hits their finish a bunch of times. Cody hit the 3 crossroads, didn't get the pin. Cena hit like 40 AAs plus the super AA, doesn't get the pin.
Yeah.
Like, not as much, like, yeah, again, not as much street fight. The street fighting part seemed to be more of a no count out rather than a no DQ. Like, it wasn't as much like plunder as it was much of a...
really a hardcore match or a death match.
It was like an Attitude Era match of like, we're going to go everywhere.
Yeah.
Rather than like, we're going to hit each other with a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
So Cody gets the win clean on John Cena. And we have a new WWE champion. Cody leaves John in the ring, lets John have his moment with the crowd.
They do the shake hands, pass the torch. The world's most, like, outside of passing him an actual torch, it was the most, like, deliberate pass the torch moment that's ever existed.
I want someone to do that in their retirement match. Just go under the ring and get a
torch.
The ever-ready dolphin torch. Do you have those dolphin torches as a kid?
I know. I was gonna say like a replica or like the Olympic torch and like.
Right. No, I was gonna go like a flashlight.
A mag light.
Yeah. Just pass the torch. There you go. But John got his moment with the crowd, and then he didn't. So Brock Lesnar comes out.
It's yikes number 3.
Yeah. So not only has the company turned into a MAGA like propaganda wing, they're also bringing back, accused sex offender Brock Lesnar, and he just comes out, does his bounce side to side thing on the stage, and then goes down to the ring, hits an F5 on John, and fucks off. Like, okay, sure.
Look.
Why? But, okay.
Look, there's all of the obvious stuff that he is in an ongoing legal, civil suit, legal investigation around, like, sex trafficking, as well as all of the horrific text messages that he's been mentioned in, that's come up in Discovery, that's been provided as evidence. No, he is not currently, like, the target of any of these investigations. But everything about it is slimy and gross. So like all of that is already awful and like the worst possible taste in your mouth, combined with all the other things that has happened this week with like, the Triple H Vince comment and the stuff with Trump, and all of that is already a lot. But on top of that, which is weird to say on top of that, because like that's the big point, right? That's the big important bit. On top of that, you don't need him. Like, you don't, like, why? So John Cena's heel turn ends in a day. It does end in a day. It immediately disappears. He comes out, he goes, you know what? I was wrong. You're right. I'm a babyface now. Let's have a babyface match. And he works this babyface match. He works it mega babyface. Cody gets booed over Cena, but, like, we still put Cody over at the end. We give John his moment in the sun. And then... for what? So that like part-time Brock Lesnar can have another match with like seemingly part-time John. We're going to waste John's final year on this. It helps no one. It is that like Brock doesn't need it. John doesn't need it. They're going to have a match filled with just F5s and AAs. and some German suplexes, I assume, and maybe a 5-knuckle shuffle. Like, for what like, if you want to have a big, strong monster come to the ring and decimate John Cena to do something really interesting to send off SummerSlam, and you want it
Pull
to be
up Oberfemi.
Ober goddamn Femi. Oh, he is your NXT champion. You can do the callback to when NXT champion Kevin Owens did it to John Cena for the US title. Like, just do it. You have so many bigs. Just have Braun Breaker spear him in half. Like, you can do so much stuff. We don't, like, on top of the fact that Brock Lesnar is this tainted product, it's also a product you don't need. You do not need to keep relying on putting 50-year-olds in your main event. I just I just don't have the words. It is getting difficult to even want to watch WWE long past anyone. Like, God knows I'm not going to be defending any of their decisions, but like, it gets hard to want to support a company that does any of these things. Like, it really does. And I don't want to not watch wrestling, especially because the problem with it isn't any of the wonderful creative people doing it.
Yeah.
It's just rotten at the top. And that's deep sigh is about as good a thing as I can do.
Completely understandable. I would like to think, right? My inner optimist would like to think that they would not put him back on television unless they've seen some sort of evidence that shows he didn't do what he is accused of doing. I'd like to think that. It's just, in my heart, I'd like to think, well, maybe they've seen some evidence that the public hasn't seen that goes, oh, Brock didn't do it.
Yeah.
And under that circumstance only that they allowed him back on television. We don't know.
My thing in my brain now is that, like, even under
probably.
Yeah, but even under that circumstance, like, also just why? Like, you know what I mean? Like, even then, you still don't need him. Yeah. Like, even then, even if everything's hunky and dory, like.
And like, I think was it Hunter that tried to say at the press conference that he's back because John wanted to have one last match with him for his retirement.
And then the day later, John did an interview. He said, "They play the cards, and I just deal the cards, and I just play them." Yeah, so they both immediately played.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm going to Perth to see John Cena before he retires, and that's about the only like situation where I can say I'm gonna go there, but that's just because the flights are already booked.
Maybe you'll get to see Brock Lesnar as well.
Well, maybe they'll get it out of the way before Perth.
I can only hope.
Yeah. Hey, Matty.
Yeah.
Is it time for the YouTube pick of the week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do something. Let's do something nice to end it with. I'm gonna mash together a bunch of homages to the wrestling that we just talked about. I'm going to talk about the wonder that is tag team car crash wrestling as an ode to the absolute lunacy that we saw in SummerSlam. And I also want to talk about Mark Briscoe, because God, have I enjoyed almost very few people in AEW more at the moment than Mark Briscoe, the Cowboy notwithstanding. So my match that I want to recommend to you is not a singular match. It's 3 of them. It is FTR versus the Briscoe brothers. All goddamn 3 of those matches. Holy shit, they're good. If you have to pick one, the last one's a dog collar match. That's where your car crash comes in. It's brutal and bloody and absolutely horrific. Gunther hated this one. But God damn, it is a clinic from 2 of the absolute best tag teams that have ever been. The most obvious rest in power to the legendary Jay Briscoe. But God damn, like, if you want to see really good tag team wrestling, like the pinnacle of tag team wrestling on top of an absolute car crash in their final of 3, FTR versus the Briscoes is so special. It's the psychology, it's the two difference in the tag teams, so different yet so similar. It's ridiculous. Yeah, it has to be seen to be believed and thoroughly enjoyed, and gets my overwhelming recommendation to all of you.
Showing that good storytelling can take place in a car crash of a match.
It can also take place
Both
almost
can
entirely
exist at the same time.
Yeah, it also can take place, I think, entirely in the ring. Because I don't think they barely interacted outside of it. They just had 3 matches. They had a match.
In the four-way dog
went,
collar.
Well, they did the first match.
Yeah.
Then they went, well, you won. We think you've got you this time. So then they did a second one, which I think was 2 out of 3 falls was the second one.
Mm-hmm.
And then they went, you've won one. We've won one. Decider, dog collar. And that was the whole story. Like, most of your story happened in ring, and God, it's good. God, it's so goddamn
series
good.
Of matches, a great program. Yeah,
please go find it. Please go enjoy it.
Yeah. Which brings us to the end of another episode. Now, we will be back fairly soon with another episode, but again, we're going to be changing things up a little bit just to try and see what works best for us and what works best for you guys. So. Yeah.
If any of you watching do have any like notes or bits or feedback, you can tweet them, you can comment them.
Let us know in the comments down below, because we'll definitely be on YouTube and we may or may not be on Spotify. Depends if they like us uploading things or not.
If it's an Instagram comment, put it there. If it's a TikTok comment, put it there. Put it wherever is most convenient for you. We will see it and we will note it. And if it's a good suggestion, we'll do it. And if it's a bad suggestion, we'll say thanks and then pretend we didn't see it.
Nailed it. But until then, I'm Steve. He's Matty. You are loved. We will see you next time. Thank you for watching.
Bye, Nan.